No, it is the old one. And make a new one. I want to make a new one. Now, before we go any further, I want you to familiarize the chart. So please look at the chart, a big chart, or the charts with you, and let us go through 121 types of consciousness. So please look at the chart, and the first column. What are they? Akusala, akusala ceta, unwholesome consciousness. And then next group, 3 columns. Ahetuka cetas, rootless consciousness. Then next 3 columns, kama vajara sobhana, sense sphere, beautiful consciousness. These 3 groups together, how many? 54. They are kama vajara cetas, cetas pertaining to sense sphere. And then next 3 columns, rupa vajara, form sphere consciousness. There are 15 of them. And then next group, arupa vajara, formless sphere, cetas pertaining to formless sphere. And rupa vajara cetas and arupa vajara cetas as a whole are called what? Mahakata cetas. And then from the beginning to arupa vajara, including arupa vajara cetas, how many? 81. These 81 cetas are mundane or supramundane? Mundane, lokiya cetas. So 81 lokiya cetas. And then the rest are supramundane or local. Now, local cetas can be 8 or 40. So that is why we say 89 or 121 types of consciousness. Now let us take local cetas as 8. So the first 4 are magga cetas, path consciousness, and the last 4 phala cetas, fruition consciousness. Okay, let's go back to the first column again. Now, first column, akusala cetas. Now, the first 8, loba mula, rooted in loba or with loba root. And then 2 green ones, dosa mula, accompanied by domanasa and dosa. And the last 2, moha mula, having moha as a root. But actually, the first 8 have loba and moha as roots, and the 2 dosa mula cetas have dosa and moha as roots. and the last two has only one moha as root. Okay, the next group, the first column, what are they? Resultant of akusala, akusala vibhaka. And the second column, resultant of kusala, kusala vibhaka. And the third column, ahituka kiriya. Actually, the second column you have to say ahituka kusala vibhaka, because there are sahituka kusala vibhakas also. And then the next group, 24, kama vajra sobhana. Now the first column, kusala cetas, right? The second column, vipaka, and the third column, kiriya. Very good. And then the next group, the first column, again, kusala, second column, vipaka, and the third column, kiriya. Again, arupa vajra. First column, kusala, second column, vipaka, and third column, kiriya. Now let's go to Lokuttara. Now, the first four columns are magga cetas, right? Now the first column is what ceta? Sotapatti magga ceta. Second column, Sakadagami magga ceta. The third column, Anagami magga ceta. And fourth column, Arahata magga ceta. And then the last four, the first column, Phala ceta. Second column, Sakadagami Phala ceta. Third column, Anagami Phala ceta. And the fourth column, Arahata Phala ceta. Okay. And the feelings accompanying cetas are represented by colors. Right? Red color represents somanasa feeling, blue color, upekha feeling, indifferent feeling, and then green, domanasa feeling. And then blue, green cross, dukkha feeling. And red cross, sukha feeling. Now, the second group, first column and second column. Now, what is the first ceta of that group, the first column? What is it? Eye consciousness, seeing consciousness. Second, ear consciousness. Third, nose consciousness. Fourth, tongue consciousness. And the fifth, body consciousness. The same with the other column. So first ceta of that column, eye consciousness. Second, ear consciousness. Third, nose consciousness. Fourth, tongue consciousness. And fifth, body consciousness. And we go down the column, first column, ahituka first column. So what is next? Receiving consciousness, and down investigating consciousness. And then second column, first receiving consciousness, second and third investigating consciousness. So there are one investigating consciousness accompanied by somanasa and one accompanied by upekha. Now today we come to analysis by doors, or in Pali, dwara saṅgaha. Now when consciousness arises, it depends on different conditions. For example, for the eye consciousness or seeing consciousness to arise, there are four conditions, right? to be fulfilled. What? There must be the eye. There must be a visible object. There must be
space,
light. There must be light, and there must be attention. So consciousness depends on different conditions to arise. One of the conditions for consciousness to arise is called doors or dwara. So eye, ear, and so on are called dwara in Abhidhamma. And here it is used in figurative sense. Now the ordinary door. The door is a place where people go in and out. So if we want to go out of the house, we use the door, we go through the door. And if we want to enter the house also, we enter through the door. So eye and so on, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind, they are also called dwara or door in Abhidhamma, because consciousness arises through them. Figuratively speaking, consciousness enters our mind through these eyes, ears and so on, or the objects impinge upon the mind through these doors. That is why they are called doors. There are 6 doors taught in Abhidhamma. You already know 5 doors, right? So the first door is eye door, the second ear door, third nose door, fourth tongue door, and fifth body door. Now, eye door means the sensitive part in the eye. It is called eye sensitivity. Not the whole eyeball, but the sensitive part of the eye where visible object strikes. It may probably be on the retina. There are many particles of matter staying there, and those are called eye sensitivity. And ear door means, again, not the whole ear, but in the ear it is said that there is something like a ring where sound vibrations strike and cause us to hear. Nose door means also not the nose, but the sensitive parts in the nose through which we experience smell. And tongue door means also sensitive parts in the tongue through which we experience taste, taste buds. And body door is different. Eye door is only in the eye, ear door only in the ear, nose door only in the nose, tongue door only in the tongue. But body door is all over the body, except the tip of the hairs, tip of the nails, and also dry skin. Otherwise, body sensitivity resides all over the body. That is why wherever we are touched, we experience that sense of touch. And then there is mind door. Now mind door is different. What is mind door? The manual states that bhavanga is the mind door. So unlike the first 5 doors, the mind door is not material but mental. Now, eye door is material. Ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door also material, matter. But mind door is not matter but nama, mental. And what is that nama? Here, bhavanga consciousness. How many types of consciousness have the function of bhavanga?
19.
How many?
19.
19, yes. Two Sankiranas accompanied by Ubhikha, Kama Vajra Vipaka, Rupa Vajra Vipaka, Arupa Vajra Vipaka. So they have the function of relinking life continuum and death. So among them, mind door is bhavanga. So these 19 chaitas. So when, say, past objects or future objects impinge upon the mind, it comes through this mind door. Now when we think of something in the past, that object comes to our mind through that mind door, not through the eye, not through the ear, and so on, because that object is not present now. So we cannot see with our eyes or we cannot hear with our ears. But we see and we hear with our minds. So when we experience such things, those objects are taken by this mind door. Now in the manual, the original manual, it just says that bhavanga is mind door. Now the one commentary of the manual explains that it means the second of the vibrating bhavanga, that means the arrested bhavanga. So arrested bhavanga is what we must understand by bhavanga here. So mind door means that moment of arrested bhavanga. Now if you remember the thought process, you have the diagram of thought process? Yeah. You should bring all handouts whenever you come. Huh? So there, when the, let us say, visible object, when the visible object strikes the mind, there is first bhavanga, and then vibrating bhavanga and arrested bhavanga. That means from that moment bhavanga stops. So that commentary explains that since that arrested bhavanga is the moment after which the quality of Cheta changes. Until that moment, the quality of Cheta is inactive, right? And then beginning with 5 sense door adverting or mind door adverting, especially 5 sense door adverting, the quality of consciousness changes into active. So he explains that since it is the door, let's say, through which objects enter or through which some kinds of consciousness arise, we must take bhavanga here to mean that arrested bhavanga. But there are teachers who thought differently. And among them, here it is stated Lady Sayādaw, and also through other teachers as well. So according to those teachers, since the manual said just bhavanga and not arrested bhavanga specifically, they take any bhavanga without distinction. Any bhavanga is to be taken as manodvara. Now in the commentary to the second book of Abhidhamma and also in Visuddhimagga, there is a saying by the Venerable Buddhaghosa. You brought this book and it's now handy. The door of the sixth group of consciousness is a part of the mind base, manayatana, a part of the mind base that is life continuum. So in Visuddhimagga and also in the commentary to the second book of Abhidhamma, the Venerable Buddhaghosa says just bhavanga, and he doesn't say it is arrested bhavanga or vibrating bhavanga. But it's tika, there is a tika to its commentary. So in the commentary to this Visuddhimagga, the author of that commentary explains that since there can be no avajana, no adverting without the bhavanga vibrating, we must take that what is meant here is vibrating bhavanga, and also the second bhavanga of vibrating, that is upachita, arrested bhavanga. So according to that teacher, we can take that arrested bhavanga is manodvara. So we can take anything we like here. So ordinary bhavanga without discrimination is manodvara, or the arrested bhavanga is manodvara. So in Buddhism, in Abhidhamma, there are six dwaras, six doors through which consciousness arises. Actually, through which means depending upon which consciousness arises. Now, as you know that consciousness is not stored in the eye, not stored in the visible object, not stored anywhere. But when these conditions come together, consciousness just arises. Just as, say, when you put a magnifying glass in the rays in the sun, and the rays of the sun are concentrated, and when there is a fuel, then fire comes. So fire is not stored in the fuel or in the magnifying glass or in the rays of the sun. So in the same way, consciousness arises when these conditions meet together. Here, for seeing consciousness, there are four conditions, and for hearing consciousness, also four conditions, and so on. So consciousness arises depending on these six doors, and so we may say there are six senses in Abhidhamma, not just five senses. But the sixth sense in Abhidhamma is different from what ordinarily understood as sixth sense. So in everyday language, sixth sense means something, what do you call that? Intuition or something, right? But here in Abhidhamma, sixth sense means mind door, which is bhavanga, life continuum. Okay, now we know six 6 doors. Then now we will find out how many chetas arise through a particular door. So if you remember the thought process chart, it will be easier. So thought process goes like this: first bhavanga, and then vibrating bhavanga, and then arrested bhavanga, and then 5 sense door adverting panchadvara vajana, and then seeing consciousness, and then receiving, and then investigating, then determining, and then javana, 7 movements of javana, and 2 movements of jadaramana, and then bhavanga again, right? That is seeing consciousness thought process. So their seeing consciousness thought process arises through what door? I door, right? Okay. So how many chetas arise through I door? Now please look at this chart in the book, or you are already looking at the chart, huh? Page, let me see what's the page.
147.
Table 3.4.
3.4.
133. Yes. Page 133. So please look at that chart. Now, when you have the chart, there is no need for me to explain, right? You already know.
No.
So, how many chetas arise, say, X or through I door? Now, first it says 5 door adverting. Now, you must be able to pinpoint that consciousness on the chart. So 5 sense door adverting. And eye consciousness. How many eye consciousnesses are there? 2. And then what? Receiving consciousness. How many? 2. And then investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity, ubekha. 2. Another investigation, consciousness accompanied by joy or somanasa. 1. And then determining consciousness, 1. And then SS javana, kama vachara sovana, right? So kama vachara javana, how many? 29. 29. 12 akusala, 1 hasitu para, and then 8 kama vajra kusala, and 8 kama vajra kirya. So 29 are called kama vajra javana. And then what? SS result. So kama vajra vipaka, middle column, right? 8. So these chetas arise through I door. So if you add them up, you get 46. Now, if you can, you feel the colors on the small cards. For one for each door. So for not this one. For I door, say 1 card. For ear door, 1 card, and so on. It will look like this. But only the relevant chetas are colored, not others. So you can understand very clearly and easily if you have a card like this. So this is a card for I door consciousness, types of consciousness which arise through I door. So there are 46. Now, shall I tell you a short method to understand this, or I just leave it to you? 54 Kamavajra Chetas, right? 54 Kamavajra Chetas minus 8. Ear consciousness and so on. Okay. Then through ear door, the same number, 46. You substitute ear consciousness for eye consciousness. So instead of the first two, you get the second two. So I don't have another card. You can put it like this. So 46 chetas arise through ear door. Now, when we say 46 chetas arise through ear door, we do not mean that they arise at one time. They may arise, some may not arise at one time. We'll come to that later. Now, let's say eye consciousness. Two eye consciousnesses cannot arise at the same time, right? So, if you see a desirable object, there will be kusala vipaka, and undesirable object, akusala vipaka, like that. So, if we pick up all chetas that arise through eye door, we get 46. But not all these 46 chetas arise at a time. Now, if you know this, you know that in the diagram of thought process, how many chetas are represented by each moment? Say Panchadvara Vajana, right? How many chetas are represented? Only one. Chakku Vijnana, eye consciousness can be two if the object is both desirable and undesirable. Then receiving consciousness, 2. Investigating consciousness, 3. Right? And jhavanas, 29. Right? And tadaramanas, registering, 11. 3 investigating, and 8 kamavajra vipakas. Okay. So through ear door there are 46 chetas, and through nose door also 46 chetas. So instead of ear consciousness, you put nose consciousness. And then through tongue door, 46. Yeah. And through body door, 46. Okay. So up till now, it's easy. Now mind door. When they arise through mind door, they don't arise through 5 sense doors. So that is when you remember something, think of something which is in the past or in the future, and so on. Now, how many chetas arise through mind door? 67. So, what is the first one? Investigation, equanimity. Right? And then investigating, accompanied by somanasa, joy. And then determining, consciousness. And then kamavajra javanas, 29 kamavajra javanas, 12 akusalas, hasitu bada, kamavajra kusala, kamavajra kiriya. And then sublime and what is SPM? Supramundane, very good. Sublime and supramundane javana, 26. That is 5 rupavajra kusala, 5 rupavajra kiriya, 4 Arubhavajra Kusala, 4 Arubhavajra Kriya, and 8 Lokuttara Cetas. Together, 26. Now, please make a note that these 26 Cetas we will call later Appana Javanas. Appana, A-P-P-A-N-A, Appana Javanas. So if we want to refer to them as a whole, we will say Appana Javanas. So there are 26 Appana Javanas. And then the last box, Kamavachara Vipaka, as result, sensual result. Kamavachara Vipaka, 8. Right. So if we add up all we get 67. So let's look in the chart. Those that arise through mind door. You already pointed out the Cetas, right? So again, investigation accompanied by equanimity, investigation accompanied by joy, determining consciousness, Kamavajra Javanas, and then Appana Javanas, sublime and supramundane Javanas, and then Kamavajra Vipakas, 8. Altogether 67 types of consciousness. So these 67 types of consciousness arise through mind door. And then door free, that means they don't arise through any of the doors. They don't arise through eye door, ear door, and so on. Without doors, they arise. Why? Consciousness can arise without doors, right? Now, these are 19 Cetas that have the function of Patisandhibhavanga and Chuti, right? So, we say mind door is Bhavanga, right? So here, they themselves are door. So a door will not arise through door. There are 3 reasons given in the commentary. The first reason is these Cetas do not arise through 5 doors. Because they do not arise through 5 doors, they arise through mind door. And because they themselves are doors, they do not need another door. And they do not take any special objects. They take the objects that was taken by, or that was carried over from next life, past life. Yes, you must understand karma, karma nimitta, and kati nimitta, and so on. So, since they take the objects taken by the Javana during the dying thought process in the previous life, they do not take any other object in this life. So since they do not take any other object in this life, they don't need a dwara, they don't need a door. So these Cetas, which have the function of Patisandhibhavanga and Chuti, are said to be free from doors. So they are doors themselves. So they do not arise through doors. So 19 of the Cetas. Which are the 19? Investigation, consciousness accompanied by Upekha, 2, and then Kamavajra Vipaka 8. And Rupavajra Vipaka 5. Arupavajra Vipaka 4. Or sublime Vipaka 9. And Mahagada Vipaka 9. So altogether 19 Chetas. So if you go back to functions, you know that these 19 Chetas have the function of Patisanti, Bhavanga and Juna. So one section helps another section and so on. That is why I told you, please be familiar with the previous chapters or previous sections so that you understand easily what is taught next. Now, let us go back to Idor consciousness that arises through Idor. Now, not all the 46 Chetas will arise at one moment, that you know. Now, with regard to some Chetas among those, let us say, I consciousness, right? If the object is undesirable, then akusala vipaka, I consciousness will arise. If the object is desirable, then kusala vipaka will arise. So depending upon the quality of the object, these consciousness, these types of consciousness arise singly, one at a time. And if the object is undesirable, again, receiving consciousness will be akusala vipaka, and if it is desirable, it will be kusala vipaka. And also with investigation. But with investigation, there is a little difference. If the object is exceptionally desirable, it will be accompanied by somanasa. If it is ordinarily desirable, it will be accompanied by upekha, right? I think I explained it to you in the first chapter. Yeah. Again, let us go to what go. Javanas, right? Now, when we come to the moment of javanas, we may have either kusala javana or akusala javana, whether the object is desirable or undesirable, right? We can have kusala javana or akusala javana, depending on what? Huh? Depending on our attitude towards things, right? In Pali, yoniso manasikara. So if we have right attention, that means the correct attitude towards things, then we will have kusala. Even though the object may be undesirable, even though we see something ugly, right? Even though we see what we do not want to see, but the javana moments can be kusala if we have yoniso manasikara. So depending on the presence of yoniso manasikara and absence of yoniso manasikara, there will be either kusala javana or akusala javana. And then when these types of consciousness arise in the kamavajra world, then the dharamana also arise. But in the rupavajra world and arupavajra world, the dharamana cannot arise. Especially rupavajra world, because only rupavajra brahmas can see. And depending upon the quality of the individual. Now, if these consciousness arise in the minds of putujanas, and lower three noble persons, what jhana will arise? Kusala jhana or Kiriya jhana? Kusala jhana. Kusala or Akusala or Kiriya jhana. So for Putojanas and also for some noble ones, the three lower noble ones, there can be either Akusala or Kusala. But for Arahants, if these consciousness arise in the minds of Arahants, there will be only Kiriya jhanas, right? So, depending on what kind of the object, depending on where, in what realm, in what sphere these types of consciousness arise, and in what individual these consciousness arise, and depending on the presence or absence of yoniso manasikara, the consciousness can be different. Okay, let us go to mind door. 67 types of consciousness that arise through mind door. Please remember the functions. Now the first one, let us see. Investigation consciousness accompanied by upekha, right? And that consciousness arises through mind door when it has a function of what?
Recitation.
First, you must know how many functions does that consciousness have. Investigating consciousness accompanied by upekha. 5 functions. Relinking, bhavanga, chuti, and then investigating santirana and registering dadaramana. So it has 5 functions, right? But when it arises through mind door, how many functions? Can it have the function of Pradisandi, Bhavanga and Chuti? No. So when we say investigating consciousness accompanied by upekha arises through mind door, we mean when it has a function of investigating and registering. Right? Yeah. And then let us go to Kamavajra Vipaka. Again, how many functions have Kamavajra Vipaka?
4 functions.
4. Padisandi, relinking, bhavanga, chuti, and registering. Here also, when these 8 Kamavajra Vipakas have the function of Padisandi, Bhavanga and Chuti, they do not arise in mind door, right? Only when they have the function of registering do they arise in mind door. So there are 67 types of consciousness which arise through mind door, but we must understand with reference to their functions. So when we say investigation consciousness accompanied by equanimity arises through mind door, we mean investigating when they have investigating and registering functions, right? Similarly with Kamavajra Vipaka changes. Okay, door freed. Now, investigation consciousness accompanied by equanimity is door free sometimes, right? So when it is door free, it has a function. When they are door free, they have the function of Padisandi, Bhavanga, and Chuti, right? And then Kamavajra Vipaka. Although they have 4 functions, right? When they are door free, they have the function of Patisandhi, Bhavanga and Chut. Right. So the investigating consciousness accompanied by Ubekha and Kama Vajra Vibhava. We must understand that with reference to their functions. And then the last one is sublime results. 9 sublime results. They have only 3 functions, and so they are always door free. So the investigating consciousness accompanied by Upekha and Kamajra Vibhaka, they are sometimes door free. Sometimes they arise in, they arise at or they arise through mind door, right? So sometimes through mind door, sometimes no door at all. Now, in this chart, I want you to make some mark. Now, I put circles around, say, so investigation, consciousness by equanimity, you have number 6, right? So make a circle around that 6. And then under SS result, Kama Vajra Vibhaka, make a circle around that 6 too. That means they are sometimes mind door arise through mind door, and sometimes they are door free. In my original chart, I put a small line under those 6s, but they missed it in this chart. So just put a circle or something so that you know. Okay, now we will find out which chetas arise through only one door, which chetas through 5 doors, which chetas through 6 doors, and which chetas no door, right? Okay, now the manual says, 36 types of consciousness arise through one door. So one door consciousness, there must be 36. Can you point them out? Or you look at this chart, right? So add the numbers on the last line, which are under 1. That means 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 26, right?
Right, 26.
Altogether
36.
36. So these 36 types of consciousness arise in one door only. That means eye consciousness arise in eye door only, ear consciousness, ear door only, and so on. Body consciousness in body door only, and then 26 sublime and supramundane jhavanas arise through mind door only. They are one door, but one door is different from one cheta to another, right? But they arise through only one door. Eye door, ear door, and so on. So there are how many chetas that arise through one door? 36. Eye consciousness through eye door, ear consciousness through ear door, nose, tongue, body consciousness through body door, and then 26 sublime and supramundane jhavanas, or 26 appana jhavanas arise through one door only, which is mind door. Right. Those that arise at 2 doors, Right. Three doors?
No.
No. 4 doors?
No.
Okay, 5 doors?
Yes.
Yes. How many?
3.
Only 3. What are they? You add the numbers under 5, right?
Yeah.
There are two fives.
Just
So they are 5 sense door adverting, right?
right.
And then 2 receiving consciousness. So these 3 arise only in 5 sense doors. You have studied mind or thought process, it will become clear, because in the diagram for mind or thought process there are no sampatichana, no panchadvara vajana, no sampatichana. So three types of consciousness arise through 5 doors. 5 doors means eye, ear, nose, tongue, body door. And these 3 are panchadvara vajana and sampatichana. Now, these 3 are collectively called manodhatu. Now please note that. Manodhatu. Later on, we may use that term for these three types of consciousness. So, whenever we say manodhatu, please understand these 3 types of consciousness. Panchadvara vajana and 2 sampatichana cetas. And then those that arise through 6 doors. Now here we will differentiate. 6 doors always and 6 doors sometimes. Now the manual says 36 types of consciousness arise through 1 door, 3 through 5 doors, that one is 31 through 6 doors. That means 6 doors always. Now add the numbers under 6s, but not circled ones. 1, 29, 30.
31. 31.
Oh, two ones, yeah.
Yeah, 21 and 129.
Investigation accompanied by joy, determining and sublime and supramundane javanas, 29.
No centuries, Sanjava.
Yeah, I mean, Kamavajra javana, 29. So, Kamavajra javana 29 plus determining plus investigation accompanied by joy. So altogether 31. These 31 chetas arise through 6 doors always. Then how many chetas arise through 6 doors sometimes? That means sometimes they are 6 doors, sometimes they are door free.
11.
Circle. Now there are stores in Southern California and in Florida, K and the circle, right? They call it circle K. So here circle 6. So if you add 2 numbers under circle 6s, you get 10. We don't see circle K stores here in the Bay Area. No. Okay, so these 10 chetas arise through 6 doors sometimes. Okay, how many chetas arise through no doors or door free? How many chetas are door free? Again, sometimes and always. How many sometimes?
10.
10. Again, Those under circle 6.
Circle 6.
And how many how many doors always door free? I mean, how many chetas always door free? 9. 9 sublime result. I mean, yeah, sublime result there. Rupa Vajra Vipaka and Arupa Vajra Vipaka. Right? Okay. So we'll go through it once again. One door chetas. 36. Right?
Yeah.
We do it later. So one door chetas, 36. 5 door chetas, 3. 6 door chetas, always
31.
31. Sometimes
10.
10. And door free, always
9.
9. Sometimes
10.
10 again. Right? Now, let us see. Determining consciousness. So, determining consciousness. How many doors?
Sit down.
All 6 doors, right? Now, what is determining consciousness? It is mind door adverting, right? Okay. How many functions does it have?
2 functions.
2 functions. One, adverting, and the other, determining. Now, when it has the function of determining, it arises through 5 doors. When it has the function of what? Adverting, it arises through mind door. So that is the difference. Although we say it arises in all 6 doors, it has the difference of function. So when it arises through 5 doors, let's say eye door, ear door, it has the function of determining. When it arises through mind door, it has the function of adverting, because it takes the place of Panchadwara Vajana, right? Yeah. In the mind door thought process, we do not have Panchadwara Vajana. Instead, we have mind door, Manodwara Vajana, mind door adverting. Okay. One door chetas 36. Can you point them out? No. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose, tongue, body consciousness, and then determining consciousness, investigation accompanied by joy. Right? Oh no, I'm sorry. Appana Javana. Sublime and Supramadin Javanas. Right? 31, right? 26 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2.
Yeah, 36.
36, I mean.
36.
Yes. So, one door chetas, 36. That means Dvipanja Vinyana and 26 Appana Javanas, right? Yeah. 5 door chetas, only 3. And they are Panchadwara Vajana and Sampadichana. Right. And then 6 Dwara chetas, always 31. Investigation accompanied by joy, determining Manodwara Vajana, and then 29 Kama Vajra Javanas. 31. So they arise through 6 doors always. 6 doors sometimes. 10. Investigation accompanied by Upekha and Kama Vajra Vipaka. No door always. 9. Rupa Vajra Vipaka 5. Arupa Vajra Vipaka 4. No door sometimes. 10. Investigation accompanied by Ubekha and Kama Vajra Vipaka 8. So we get all Chaitas with their respective dwaras. This is the Chaita analyzed by way of dwaras, by way of doors. Now let's go to objects. Now, the analysis by doors is not so difficult. Huh? Is it complicated? Not too much, right? If you know, it's easy. If you don't know, if you remember, it is easy, right? Yeah. So, what is important is you are familiar with what you have studied. That is very important. Now we are referring back to functions here, right?
Yeah.
So in order to understand this analysis by doors, we have to be familiar with the first chapter, and then also the section on functions. So if we know these two, then this section becomes easy. Now the next section is on objects. Objects is complicated. just 6 objects today. Now objects are called aramana or alambana. There are 2 words which mean just objects, which mean the same thing. The first is, you can see the word in the manual, aramana. Aramana means something where Chaitas and Chaitasikas delight. There is an object, Chaita is always delighted. Actually, Chaita cannot be without an object, right? So since it cannot live without an object, it is said to take delight in object. The other word is alambana. That means to hold on to or to hang on to. Without an object, Chaita cannot arise, right? Because the definition of Chaita itself is what? Awareness of the object. So since it is awareness of the object, it cannot arise without an object. So since it needs an object to hold on to for its arising, the object is called in Pali alambana. And it is compared to the stick, which an old man uses. Say, if you cannot walk well, then you use a stick to support yourself. Or it is compared to a line, a rope, say, stretched through 2 places, and if you are blind or if you have difficulty in walking, then you hold on to the rope and then you walk. So objects are those that are held on to by Chaitas and Chaitasikas. In that sense, they are called alambana. So both these words are used in Abhidhamma books. And according to Abhidhamma, there are 6 kinds of objects. The first 5 you already know, right? What are the first 5? visible object or visible form, and then sound, smell, taste, and touch. Now, visible form is one material property. Now there are 28 material properties, and they will be described in chapter 6. So, visible form is one material property, sound is another material property, smell another, taste another. But touch, it is different. The tangible object. Tangible object is identified with 3 of the 4 essential or primary elements. Now there are 4 essential elements. You all know that, right? What are they? Element of earth, element of water, element of fire, element of air. So among these 4, according to Abhidhamma, element of water cannot be touched. Touchable. We cannot touch the element of water, it is said. So what we mean by tangible object, what we mean by something that can be touched, is just the combination of the other 3 elements. The element of earth, element of fire, and element of air. So whenever we say tangible object, whenever we say touch, we mean those 3 things. And these 3 are called primary elements or essential elements, and the other material properties are called upada-rupa, dependent properties. Now they use the word derived, and I don't like the word derived. So dependent ones, I want to use it. So the visible form, sound, smell, and taste belong to the dependent ones. They are among the 24 dependent ones. But touch or tangible object belong to the 3 primary elements. So according to Abhidhamma, water element of water cannot be touched. It is said here, cannot be experienced as a datum of touch, but can only be cognized through the mind door. Now, the characteristic of water element is trickling or cohesion. So that trickling or cohesion we cannot touch. So when we put our hand into the water, we feel the touch of the water, right? It is not water element. That is the 3 other elements. Now we feel whether water is cold or hot, right? That means we feel the element of fire, right? But element of cohesion we cannot touch. So that can only be understood through mind. So there are now visible object, sound, smell, taste, and touch. These 5 are material properties only. But the last one is called Dhamma object. In this book it is translated as mental object. So that is not so accurate. Mental object. I think we can defend the use of this if we define mental here to mean other than 5 senses. Then we may use mental the word mental object. But I prefer to leave it untranslated and just call Dhamma object. Now Dhamma object is not just one. There are how many Dhamma objects? There are 6 kinds of Dhamma objects. The first one is called sensitive matter. Now you know the sensitive matter, right? Eye door is sensitive matter, right? Eye door means eye sensitivity. So eye sensitivity, ear, nose, tongue, body sensitivity. Now, they are called Dhamma objects. So eye sensitivity and so on cannot be seen with the eyes. We can experience only through mind. Then the second type of Dhamma object is subtle matter. Now among the 28 material properties, 12 are said to be gross and 16 are said to be subtle. So among them, or one of them, is water element. So element of water is said to be subtle matter, and masculinity, femininity, heart-based, nutrition and so on, they are also said to be subtle matter. So there are 16 subtle material properties and 12 gross material properties. So here, subtle material property. And then citta. All types of citta. Now, sensitive matter, whether sensitive or subtle, all gross, they are always objects. They cannot take object because they themselves are object and they have no cognitive ability. But citta, now with citta it is different. Citta can be both object and that which takes an object. So here citta is included in the Dhamma object. Now that you are all meditators, I don't need to explain in detail, right? You practice meditation and you try to be mindful of your thoughts, right? Your thoughts going here and there. So one thought, one citta is the object of another citta. Now you are making notes and that is one citta, right? Say noting citta. And then the citta that is noted, that is another citta. So noted citta. So citta can both be subject and object, but not at the same time. Not at the same time. Particular citta cannot be both subject and object at the same time. Okay. So citta is included in the Dhamma objects because it is not included in the other 5 objects. And then cetasikas. Cetasikas can be objects of objects of citta. And when they accompany the noting citta, they belong to subject, right? When they belong to noted citta, they are also objects, right? And also when you practice meditation, you are aware of your attachment or anger, right? Or depression. So some emotions, or you are mindful of your feelings, then cetasikas become the object of your citta, right? So cetasikas can be experienced only through cettas. Only through mind door. And then next one is nibbana. So nibbana can be seen only through mind door. So it is also called Dhamma objects. And then concepts. That means conventional realities, conventional truth, like say man, woman, house, car, and so on. These are all called concepts. And these concepts are also experienced or known through mind door, not through eye door. No, it's very, very strange that I see this and I don't see this, right? I don't see the microphone, or I see the microphone, which is correct. both are correct, right? In conventional sense, it is correct, I see the microphone. But in the ultimate sense, there's no microphone, it's just particles of matter, right? So a microphone is a concept. So this concept can be understood only through mind door and not through eye door. Now, if you remember, or I don't know whether I have told you, in order to see something, you need different kinds of thought processes. Let me say 5 thought processes, 5 kinds of thought processes, not 5 thought processes, 5 kinds of thought processes. The first 2 take the ultimate reality as object, and the other 3 take the concept as object. And only after these 5, or only at the moment of the fifth thought process, do you know that I see a microphone, I see a car, I see a man. So the concept, a microphone, or a car, or a man or a woman, is known through mind door, not through eye door, ear door, and so on. So these 6 are called Dhamma objects. If you want to call them mental objects, it's okay, so long as you understand what the mental objects consist of. So again, how many kinds of mental objects are there? 6. They are sensitive rupa, matter, subtle matter, citta, cetasika, nibbana, concept. 6. So this Dhamma object, or this word Dhamma here, is a little different from Dhamma in Dhammanupassana. A little different. Okay, we stop here. Just 6 kinds of objects, and you understand these 6. The first sight, visible object, you know that. Audible object, sound, they are very clear. And smell, taste, touch, they are easy to understand. But Dhamma objects is not so easy. So sensitive matter, subtle matter, citta, cetasika, nibbana, and concept. Now next week we will learn what cittas take what objects. Okay, now. Questions?
Sadhu. Bante, so I have a question, Bante. So we have 19 Cheta perform person Patisandi, Bhavanga, and QT. This commentary say more detail that now we have a Kamavachara Vipaka for associate with knowledge and for disassociate with knowledge. So now this commentary say more detail. So when you Patisandi with the 4 associate with knowledge, and when then what will happen if Patisandi with for this associate with knowledge, and we have 2 investigating with upekha, one with kusala, one with akusala. This commentary say when the person Patisandi with investigating with akusala, and when the So on. The commentary say more detail about that, Bante.
Can you wait?
Yeah.
Until 5th chapter. Or if you cannot wait, read the 5th chapter. So they are explained. Say if a person is born in 4 woeful states, then his padisanti is upekha santirana. Akusala vipaka upekha santirana. Right. If a person is born as a human being but born blind or deaf or something, then the other upekha santirana. So they are all explained there.
When you have a memory in your mind, you're not perceiving it with the eye door.
Right. Not with eye door.
But if you see it, I don't understand.
Yeah. So because you are not seeing with your eyes. Even when you close your eyes, you can see in your mind that image, right? So that means you don't see with your eyes.
So what object are you? Which of the 6 objects are you seeing when you see a memory?
It can be any object. Because something you saw, now you can call to your mind. Or something you heard, somebody say something, and then you can hear now. I mean, not in the ear, but in your mind you can hear. So actually, through mind door there are no objects that cannot be experienced except the present visible object and so on. They can be experienced by both 5 senses and also mind door.
Memorize vision, be classified among the 6 Dhamma objects here.
The 5 objects, right? These 5 objects belong to three kinds of times: past, present, and future. Now, present object is the object of the eye door thought process, ear door thought process, and so on. But the past and future, the past visible object and future visible object are the object of mind door. So through mind door, you experience, or you let's say you see, or you hear the object. So when they are taken through mind door, mostly they are past or future. But if you have abhinya, right, then you can see things far away, that means with your mind, or you can hear sounds far away with your mind. So in that case, what you see and what you hear are also present. So sometimes the objects are past or future, and sometimes they are present.
Bante, you are not the same as you were 7 years ago, and you are not different from when you were 7 years ago. That you told us that about Buddhism, the Buddha teaching, right? And our perception may be right, may be wrong. I understand that. But each of us, when we see you, we can know that that is Sīlānandābhivaṃsa. Is there anything there in you that gives us that identification that that's Sīlānandābhivaṃsa?
That is sanya. Sanya is defined as something which helps the later understanding. That means you make a mark in your mind, and with that sanya, you recognize when you see it again. So you see me and say you have make the mark that say, this face belongs to Sīlānanda. So this memory, I mean this sanya, is carried in your mind, in the continuity of your mind. And so when you see me again, or when you call to your mind, call me to your mind again, so you recognize that this is Sīlānanda. So it is actually the work of sanya.
Can the let me put it this way. Suppose I see something, and later on I had a wrong sanya.
Yeah.
Like you say, a step on the rock,
Yes.
and you think that's the snake,
Yeah.
the wrong sanya.
Mm.
Because you process the data in the wrong way.
Mm.
But my friend had a sanya and a correct. So we cannot say that is due to the sanya alone. Must be something on the object in order for us to recognize. My question is, what is it in the object, not only on the sanya? Because if sanya, then how come one person had a wrong sanya and the other one had a correct sanya? That bothered me quite a bit. Regardless of how we perceive the thing is the thing.
Yes.
But we know that the thing is not different but not the same. So what exactly is the thing that we can recognize the thing? What if they are not the same but they are not different?
The thing is a thing, right? But our sanya is different. So, this is a card, right? But I will think it is leaf, a leaf of a tree or something like that. So my sanya makes me think that it is a leaf, and not it is a real card. So when I call to my mind again, I will understand this as a leaf, because I have created something in my mind that didn't. It is a leaf. So that wrong sanya makes us remember things wrongly.
What makes the sanya different? Is it because of our resultant vipaka that cause our sanya to be right or wrong?
Oh no. That doesn't have to do with vipaka. It is our reaction to the object, but we react it in a wrong way. Although it is a card, we react to it as a leaf. So that reaction is what is sanya here. So this has imprinted an image in my mind as a leaf. So when I think of it again later, the same image comes to me. The same notion that it is a leaf comes to me. So I think it is not the object, because the object is the same whether your sanya is right or wrong. But that sanya, the image we create in our mind, and that stays with us. And so when we recall it again, we know depending on our sanya.
I'm not sure when a cheta, the chetas, if it's kusala or akusala, give an example on which one arises when the object impinges on the sense store. If you say you have a piece of music you listen to, and at one time it's the same music, but you enjoy it because you want to hear it. And another time you don't want to hear the music, so now it creates an unpleasant sensation. You don't want to hear it. It's the same music.
Yes.
So now, what determines then which? Because they say it's the, it's only said the undesirable or desirable object, but yet you can have different reactions to the same object.
No. Undesirable and desirable, the quality, let's call it quality. So the quality of the object is first determined through average person. But some people may think an average desirable object as undesirable or undesirable as desirable. So that depends on our reaction. At one time I like this. At another time, say, I'm fed up with it and I don't like it. So when I like it, it is desirable for me. So I react to it with, let's say, lobha. Another time I don't like, I no longer like it, and so I react to it with aversion. So one time I may have one kind of ceta, and also if I have yoniso manasikara, I will react to it with kusa. So the quality of object can vary with individuals, and also say between animals and men. Some objects are for animals desirable, but for human beings not desirable. So the object being desirable and undesirable mostly depend on the individual. But it is said in the commentaries that the quality of the object should be determined on the basis of, say, average person.
I'm thinking of on a mind moment basis. The object hits my ear, and what determined my reaction? I mean, is it my previous mental states that determine that a kusala ceta will arise rather than the akusala ceta?
Yeah, that is the yoniso manasikara, which determines the javana to be kusala or akusala. Now, let's say this is desirable object. So this is supposed to be a desirable object depending on the experience of the average people. But I don't like it. I may not like it, or I don't like it. So when I see this, and I have a seeing thought process, right? So in that seeing thought process, seeing consciousness, receiving and so on, will depend on the quality of object, the real quality of object, that means the average quality of object. But my javana will depend on not the real quality of object, but my reaction to this object.
Sometimes it is the same object and the same person, but at different time because of difference in attitude, in attention.
Yes.
That's why we cause different reactions.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, would it be affected by the different condition when that happens?
Right. Heat, right? When in winter heat is desirable. So in summer, not in San Francisco. In summer in our country, heat is very undesirable. Okay, so it depends on the time also, right? And also, through one sense or one door, something is desirable, but through another door it is undesirable. Like some dirt or some filth, they are good to touch, right? They are soft. So according to the touch, it is desirable. But according to smell, it is undesirable. So one and the same thing can be desirable and undesirable depending on which senses.
Are the doors and bases synonymous or any different? Same or different?
The five are the same. We'll come to bases later, right? So doors are eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Bases are also eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Same. But the sixth is different.
That's my follow-up question. That's why.
Uh,
So we need a base in order to have a consciousness. Or in the first part, we need the doors to have a consciousness, right?
yeah.
But the sixth, we have a door and we also have a heart base. Why we don't mention about heart base here? Because the first five, they're the same, but at least we have a base. So could you check some light? Why we stop?
The consciousness depending on the heart arises not through seeing, hearing, and so on, right? Through other or through the sense other than the five ones. So the object is said to be presented through the door, which is not the five ones. So it is said to be presented through mind door. But for the consciousness to arise, it needs a kind of base. So that is why the heart, or whatever you want to take it, it's said to be the base of some kinds of consciousness. So in that case, their door and their base are different, right? So they arise through mind door, but they depend on the heart for their arising. But with regard to the seeing and so on, they are the same.
Among the Kiriya Sobhana Chitta, the Kiriya is only arising among the Arahant and Buddha, and yet there are Chitta that has no knowledge.
No knowledge.
Did you explain it to us before? I forgot.
Yeah. Chittas without knowledge cannot arise in Buddhas, but in Arahants they can arise. Because although they are Arahants, they don't know everything. Right? Not like Buddhas. Now Arahants are those who have total purity of mind, that is correct, but they do not possess all-knowing wisdom. So there are many things they don't know. So sometimes they may have Jada without knowledge.
Bhante, if the Arahant go to Nibbana, so still with the 19 Chitta,
Your question is wrong. Arahant does not go to Nibbana.
when Arahant is like when he passed away. So
Yeah.
what Chitta is there?
No, you mean after he passed away, or before he passed away, or at the moment of passing away?
At the moment passing away.
At the moment of passing away, his mind is the same as his Patisandhi, right? In one life, that will also be mentioned in the 5th chapter. So in one life, Patisandhi, Bhavanga and Juti are the same. One type of consciousness arising again and again in life until death, right? And the name given to them depends on when they arrive. So at the first moment in one life, it is called Patisandhi. At the last moment in one life, it is called Juti. And the moments in between during life, they are called Bhavanga, but they are the same. For example, but Patisandhi Chitta is the first Kamavajra Vipaka, right? That first Kamavajra Vipaka is also Bhavanga Chitta for him. And when he dies also, that Chitta becomes a dead consciousness. So when an Arahant dies, he dies with that Chitta, which is his Chitta of Patisandhi and Bhavanga. So since it is Vipaka Chitta, there is no clash of saying because he has become an Arahant, he could also Kusala or Akusala, right? But Vipaka Chitta, an Arahant still can have.